Does it all make sense now?
I love it. Oh, I had it, when I was a little kid, I had a school teacher who I just was terrified of. I didn't have a great time with her, and I'd say, give that little kid a chance. He's a little bit different. He's got some different ideas than the other kids. He's a little strange. He's a little shy, but he has a great imagination, and maybe one day he'll be lucky enough to stand on a red carpet.
With multiple Tony Award nominations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I think that I was one of the lucky people who did not have anyone say that. I think people did not know what to do with me. I think people always said, "Oh, you're talented. Oh, you know what you do is interesting, but you are. We don't know where to place you because what you do." The roles that you're actually right for, we could never put you in, and the roles that you are going in for are not the best match. So it took me to be honest with the world about who I am in order for, I think, the world to start to understand me a little bit more. So now things are, look, I'm at the Tonys. This is crazy. And I think a lot of that is because I told the truth. And I hope and pray that means that when more people are able to do that and spaces are made safe for those people and for me and for all of us, that this can continue. And that today is a really exciting day and a big day and it's a big moment, but that it's the first or the second of so many more.
What's great is if they were people out there that were thinking that, they never told me, because in my family there was nothing but love and support and belief and not pushing me to do it either. Nothing but support. So I'm very lucky.
What would I say? I would say something like, enjoy it, take it in. Be authentic. Don't try to please everybody. Do what you do. And go to the places where people who celebrate what you do want to be in the business of you, and don't try to be in spaces where they don't want you. Screw them.
The interesting thing is when you start talking about it, people realize that how much that everything needs to be considered. You look at something, you just think, oh, it's just there, even if it's just a room. But actually, it takes someone to make a decision on absolutely everything that is in a space. And and I think it's just something that isn't talked about that much, which is a shame in a way, because also I think we need to inspire the future generations to be interested in creating this kind of work. And I think the other thing, like you just mentioned, I think it's about 40 professions that are linked to the realization of scenic and costume design.
Wow.
And if I say, oh, people don't know what I do, people definitely don't know what they do. And they are all incredibly important in order to create this kind of work. Very, very skilled people. And again, now post-pandemic, we're kind of struggling a bit because we're losing those skills. We're losing people to film and television. So, we need to start looking after them and promoting
Absolutely.
to learn those professions.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to prove myself.
Beautiful.
Because only doubters allow you to become great, This is true.
I'd say I am having the time of my life.
Congratulations.
I am, as some actors say to me sometimes in rehearsal when I'm directing a show, they look at me and they say, I'm living the dream.
Absolutely.
Okay. When I first moved to New York, I was doing a new musical, which will go unnamed. It was maybe a few years. I hadn't been living here very long. And something happened that I still won't get. Basically, long story short, I had that sort of moment that you see in the films that you don't think really happens, where a producer is going, you're never going to work in this town, kid. I'm going to blacklist you. You'll never make it. No one will ever hire you once you're done with me. Because I had to miss a day of rehearsal for something. He really was laying into me about it. And I showed that guy, so.
Well, congratulations, well deserved.
Oh man, I think about that little tween girl who loved musicals and no one in her household did, and they were like, what is this? What are musicals? And I loved them so desperately, and it seemed so far away. It seemed so remote in my little town in Pennsylvania that I would ever be a part of this. I think I would say keep dreaming, keep dreaming, and you never know where you'll wind up.
I went to a summer workshop when I was 16. It's called Lovewell Institute for the Creative Arts. I thought it was a performance workshop. And then I found out, as we were doing it, that in 3 weeks you have to write a full-length musical, and then you perform it. So I went in thinking I was going to be the star, and then ended up not really having a role, but having written half of the score. And I remember at 16 standing on stage and having all of my friends sing the finale that I wrote, and thinking, this is the best feeling I have ever experienced. And it took me a while, all the way up to college, before I was brave enough to like really put on the writer hat and say, can I do this? And so I wrote a show in college, and then I moved to New York, and 20 some years later, here it is. So like, dreams to come true, and you gotta follow your bliss. I can't believe I just said that, but it's true. It's the one thing that has given me the most joy, and here we are getting celebrated for it.
Oh, if I could see myself today doesn't believe it, let alone when I was like 10 or 15 or whenever I fell in love with this. Like, you know, because there was always times where I was like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should go do something else. Maybe this is silly, this freelance thing. You know, it's like rare air is what it feels like being here. So like, I would just tell myself, no, you keep the good fight. Keep trying to figure out those stories. Keep trying to find people that you want to work with, that you love working with, and the rest will happen. You don't have to force it. It'll just happen.
I would say, well, don't even address the naysayers, because you have enough naysaying in your own mind sometimes. So I would say that anybody who is waiting in the wings for their turn, keep doing what you're doing. Be resilient. Your turn is coming, I promise you. Just keep focused. You are good, and the world is going to recognize that one day.
I love that. It's beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.